up, everybody? This is Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, and you are watching Ranger Wrap Up.
Hey guys, what's going on? Glad for you guys to be here today with the one, the only Ranger crew that counts. To my left is the masterful MC himself, Joseph. You can call him Joe Illuminerdi if you want. And to further left, a man that we have not seen in a very long time, but we are so glad he is here. It is Toku Kid!
The kid.
Doing good. How's you guys doing?
Wow, I did all that, and that's how you just jumped in.
Sorry, you just killed my energy. That's just how it go.
Kermit.
Oh, now I'm Kermit the Frog. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you are.
Jezzer, you're going to have to be. There's a lot of news to go over in the Power Rangers section. Now, Power Rangers was not covered at Hasbro Pulsecon Day 2. It was Day 1. But, you know, regardless, we were just checking out some of the Hasbro stuff. There's a giant box over there from Hasbro Pulsecon 2001. I'm probably not doing an unboxing, but there's a lot of stuff in there that's going to be pretty cool. We will do an unboxing, but it will not be on this show.
Yeah.
Toku Kid makes his return to the Illuminerdi. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How have you guys been over this pandemic?
Doing fantastic. Well, over the pandemic, we've been doing fantastic. It's actually the first time I've seen you since the pandemic.
Yeah,
I think. Like almost 2 years?
Yeah, about 2 years.
Damn.
I know, it's been forever.
Here we are. We're back live, and we're doing a Power Rangers show. Thank you guys so much for joining us in the chat. I don't even know if anybody's in the chat because we don't have the chat up on the screen.
We got Marcelino Vasquez. We got Koala, Bryn Darby, and Edward Sanchez, and Mikey Nerd Talk.
Talking about welcome to the Saturday later edition of the Ranger Wrap Up. Now, before we get into all of the juicy stuff that came out at Hasbro Pulsecon, Jezzer, what's going on with you? What big you got any big news or anything?
Yeah, we'll cut to that a little bit later. I just came back from Space Force, so fully initiated into the Space Force, and not a lot going on over there. But yeah, I mean, I'm ready to start the week.
Not check out Hasbro Pulsecon, but that's okay because this is the perfect show for you to catch up on. So some of these things that you're going to be experiencing and seeing are for the very first time.
Yes.
But Toku, before we get into breaking down Hasbro Pulsecon, did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
You did watch it. Did you watch it live?
Not live. I watched it after we watched.
Overall, if you had to give Power Rangers a rating, and then look, I'm going to go over the different things we talked about, or they talked about. It was the television show Dino Fury. Mm-hmm. We also got a bunch of stuff for the Lightning Collection, and the comic book. So let's grade it all. Let's do it. So what would you say on the presentation on the TV side?
It was all right. Wasn't really impressed. Nothing really caught my attention. It was just meh the whole way around.
My buddy Brandon Davis did a great job. I was just talking to him today. He did a fantastic job moderating that panel. The bloopers were fun.
No, the bloopers were fun.
We got an exclusive clip about a new vehicle that's going to be used.
The Dino Cycle?
The Dino Cycle, it seems like we're going to be getting. And
we got a helmet, man.
We do. We'll be talking about that with the merchandise side, though. We'll be talking about that with the merchandise side. What did you think about the Lightning Collection stuff? What would you grade that?
Oh, that's easily got to be like 6 to 7 out of 10. Nothing really new. Nothing surprised me. And then a lot of just simple figures that coming out. I think the most exciting one was Lunar Wolf Ranger, just because I'm more excited for Silver. Yeah. But other than that, it's just figures like, all right, cool. We're completing out teams. We actually got Candid?
Well, we'll break it down. We will break down what's in each included in each thing. But overall, what did you think of the last final thing, the comic book stuff?
The comic book stuff has me the most excited because that's the only thing that's kept my attention since all this, like from the TV show, from the toys, the comics just got.
That is true.
Fantastic. Well, Jezzer, did you happen to catch Hasbro Pulsecon?
I did not catch it live, but I watched it a few hours ago. It was pretty cool. I like the little reveals that they got. There's a few surprises. I'm surprised that the toys didn't get leaked early. You know, the new wave, which they're calling Wave 1. I guess they're starting over for the new year.
Well, there you go. In the chat, we want to know, I'm sure a lot of you guys watch Hasbro Pulsecon live from the comfort of your house. Let us know what you thought about how Power Rangers did with the toys, with the show, and with the comics. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Now, let's start breaking this down one by one, Jezer, and I think we should start at the top. Brandon Davis moderated the Power Rangers panel. We had the cast members, all 6 of them there. Jordan Fite was there. Mm-hmm. He kind of spoke about being the first African-American 6 Ranger. Daniel, I'm going to throw this question to you. Mm-hmm. Jordan Fite, first African-American 6 Ranger. What do you think that means to the young man?
Well, it's big. It's massive for him because the thing is, when you think about just Power Rangers itself, Power Rangers has always been something that's been trailblazing when it comes to acceptance and inclusion. So for this to happen for him and to take so long to do it is a big thing. You know, I mean, as a black person myself, when it comes, I know you guys didn't know, but as a black person myself, it's really important. We had Zach to look at for so long. It was like every time you thought about like a Black Power Ranger, not a Black Ranger, you would think Zach. Even though we've had others, it was still Zach. Now we get the 6th Ranger, who is actually an African American, and that's where you're just like, oh, well, this is something now. Now it's another milestone. As far as everybody knows, the 6th Ranger is very important. So to have it as an African American, trailblazing, it's important for us.
We also have that super chat feature. Please hit that super chat feature. It helps support the show because the reason I let you guys in on the super chat for this particular question is I want to know what your highlight was from the TV part of the panel. Toku Kid, I'm going to bring this one to you. One thing that we've kind of lacked in this pandemic has really been these big Power Ranger panels because anybody that's been at Power Morphicon, you know, you get that, you know, that big cast panel with the new season, or even like the bloopers and some of the behind the scenes stuff. Simon Bennett also joined in with the panel. What were some of the big takeaways for you from that TV panel?
Some of the big takeaways, just generally that their take on it was just to have fun. Like they try to make things new with it, which I did like how they introduced the Dino Cycle.
Yeah.
They went full with a full vehicle, not just new suit or anything. They had a full new scene, CGI going through. They're just trying to take in whole new thing with the comics, just trying to really get the lore out there. But other than that, it's just it's just new. The fact that it's new, they don't have anything to strain to.
Jezer, for you,
yes,
watching the Dino Fury panel, one of the big highlights of this was the bloopers. I mean, that's something that we always see. And usually during these panels, we get to see the actors and their personalities really shine through. Which one of these actors kind of stood out to you the most here?
As far as most endearing or more?
Yeah, the most endearing, the more the most that you kind of got to know as the person outside of the Ranger. The reason I ask you is because Jezer does this series sometimes here on the Illuminerdi called Unmasked. Is it Unmasked? Unmorphed.
Oh.
Sorry, Unmorphed. And the Unmorphed series is really about diving deep into those personalities. So in your takeaway from the panel that we saw, which one kind of like, I guess you use the word endear, which one endeared themselves the most to you?
I think the person that really just embraces the fandom as much as they could right now is between Hunter and Russell. I would like to interview Hunter just to get to know her better, but I'd also want to interview Russell to try to convert him to the right side because right now he's on the dark side of
LA side, the LA team.
I was gonna say I knew it was gonna be those two.
Yeah.
One, because you and Russell need to settle this, and you guys need to settle it right there, playing the game. Clippers, Lakers, see who's actually the real fan, who's actually better at playing.
No, I actually if between the two girls on the show, I think Tessa. I got a crush on Tessa.
Oh, because
I'm with you, Jezer. I mean, so do I.
I'm just every moment I get to hear something come out of Jez's mouth is Hunter. So I'm just like, okay, all right. But it's only because you just need to interview her.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I get it. That's fine.
Why her in particular? It's a.
He hasn't interviewed you.
Have you interviewed the rest of them? Why her though?
No. Only because out of like technically they're not supposed to be doing like events and stuff, and she's really wants to get out there and talk to the fans, and I feel like she has a lot to say.
Gotcha. Well, some of the bigger takeaways from that too. We had Simon Bennett speaking about Power Rangers. Any highlights there? By the way, the chat. What did you guys think about that first part of our Power Ranger presentation on Hasbro Pulsecon 2021?
Mm-hmm.
What does the chat say, Jezzer?
They're all. Mikey is talking about the fake outrage about NFT.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Oh god.
And I need. That's why I kind of want to talk to you guys because I don't know much about NFTs. I know.
Neither. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna talk about that. Daniel may know a little bit about that. Inform some people. You know anything about NFTs? I'm also
learned
not.
A little bit from Josh, and they're very confusing. Very.
They are. They are, and yet it's a great way for people to just go ahead and scam because that's what it is. It's a beautiful scam.
We'll definitely get to that.
We'll get to it. So that was what it was with the Power Rangers Dino Fury presentation. I'm really excited for the remainder of season 1. And season 2 is going to be streaming exclusively on Netflix.
Right. What do you guys think about that?
Hey, that's something I could have swore that we said something along those lines way back when. But, here we are. We got the official announcement. You excited that it's going to Netflix?
I'm happy
Dino
it's
Fury
going
in
to Netflix.
particular.
I'm just wondering, is it going to be weekly, or then you can do half the season, then a couple months later, the next half of the season, or just drop it all in?
I think they're dropping it all at once. Yeah. Oh.
They're going to have their weird hiatus, and then boom, here goes the other part. That's what I think, but truly what I think doesn't really matter. It's what they're really going to do. And most likely, they're probably just going to drop it all.
Yeah, I also think they're going to drop it all in one go. I don't know for a fact, though, but who knows? Who knows? Because they do have, obviously, it seems like they're all still going to have like a Halloween episode. They're still going to have like a Christmas episode. So who knows? Who knows if they're going to do all
That's
in one
true.
go. But I'm excited because that's a cool announcement to make that Dino Fury is going to be on Netflix. But it does beg the question, why did they take everything else off? I wish it was on one local place. But hey, at least we now know where Dino Fury is going to be premiering on Netflix. So if you're not a Netflix subscriber, now you got a reason to be. If you're a Power Ranger fan, at least.
Yeah, hey, I mean, that works.
Jezzer, hit me with more of the chat, please.
Let us see. Jalen Glover says, I honestly loved all of it, even though I don't attend events like this that much. I found it really enjoyable.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty cool thing. I think one of the things that I enjoyed about the panel, the first thing that they showed was what Brandon Davis was wearing right at the beginning of the panel. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah, we're going to talk about this right now. The Lightning Collection section of the presentation. Now, Toku gave this a 6 out of 10. We did get a few Lightning Collection announcements. Shelby from Dino Fury is coming to the Lightning Collection, so we inch our way closer to completing the Dino Charge team. We are also going to be getting Merrick and his new hand sculpts, which I think is pretty cool, from the Wild Force team. This is our first character from the Wild Force team. We are also getting a cog, which is a single cog. So this is going to be great for your building of army building figures. Anybody? I got my cog 2-pack a while ago. But if you are an army building fan, this may be a great way to do that. Ironically, I still don't have the Zed Buddy. And last but not least, Russell Curry himself, our first Dino Fury figure. Red Ranger, Russell Curry, Zato is going to be coming to the line. What do you guys think?
Let me push a clip before you guys.
Okay,
continue.
no problem.
It's not a competition, but I just found out that I am the first Dino Fury Ranger to have my own Lightning Collection figure.
Oh!
Wait, what?
Oh, dude! Yo,
It's not a competition.
Oh my god!
Sick, bro.
Wow.
Russell Curry, congratulations. You're getting your own action figure. I don't want to say there's very few. He's one of those Red Rangers or one of those Power Rangers just in general that really embodies the spirit of Power Rangers. Russell Curry is that guy. Obviously, Brennan Mejia is that guy. Yoshi Sudarso brothers are both that guys. But I really like Russell Curry a lot, and I feel like he deserves this.
We were saying while the clip was playing, it's kind of a shock that he got it before out in stores or anything else. And that, there's been a history when it comes to Rangers and the toys, and them being able to get their hands on the action figures was hard because they would literally have to go out and buy it. Where it's like, this is my image. Can you at least give me one of my own
with that
image?
being said, we don't know if the other actors that have portrayed those roles are getting their action figures ahead of time either.
I don't know, but
We have
it
to
was
assume
so
that this is
cool.
it was a
that's why I'm
great
like,
moment.
That was so cool for that moment because you did see the genuine surprise and you saw the genuine happiness or satisfaction in Russell himself being able to hold his own toy. It's like, that's great. And that's something that they should continue to do. If they could even do like unboxings before the toy comes out and they give it to that actual Ranger.
Well, I
let
mean,
them shoot
Russell
an
did
unboxing.
unbox his own action figure.
Yeah, so
Live
it's
on
like
stream.
shoot that and give them let them be able to shoot their own unboxing and put that as part of the promo for it coming out. It would be genius.
Russell Curry makes it into the Lightning Collection. Toku, are you a little surprised that we still haven't gotten the yellow Beast Morpher Ranger?
I'm surprised we haven't completed the team at all, let alone got Zoe. So what? We're missing Steel, Zoe, possibly Roxy, and Blaze.
We got Blaze.
Geez,
We did get Blaze.
We got Blaze. Yeah, we got Blaze. But we're just missing the 2 female members and the 1 robot member.
Does that surprise you?
Very much so, since we're completing other teams out here. Dino Charge is more members, and we got more people.
But does it genuinely surprise you seeing that it is the 2 female members and a robot? Like,
I would have said
remember,
that until
those
we got
don't.
Shelby today.
I
We're getting
like
other
that.
female members
like
before
that.
we're getting them.
That's true.
Jezzer, I have a question for you and the chat. And that question is something that Hasbro said as they were doing this display. As you noticed, there's a dino theme going on. Are there any figures from the Lightning Collection that you wish you would have gotten that were announced instead of one of these 4?
I mean, we got Phantom Ranger, so that's pretty dope. I would like to see a maybe black Dino Thunder, or maybe like Blue Centauri, something from Turbo. Like let us know that Turbo is on the way, and we are going to be doing that next. But other than that, I'm happy with what they showed, except for the cog. I think the cog was a little bit of a cop out. So I'm not gonna be buying that. I'll probably just be printing his Rocky's Tonfas, But yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Daniel, how about Wild Force? Are you surprised that Wild Force? We were getting Wild Force now.
I'm honestly.
And should we have gotten it before?
Man, that's what I was. That's what I was honestly thinking.
And
Stop it. I was honestly surprised that we did get it because the truth of the matter is we definitely should have gotten it before. There are toys that we actually. there are pieces that we put out that it was like, wait a minute. Why are we still putting these things out when we had time to go ahead and probably access another team? And it was like, no, we're waiting for the right moment. And the thing is, now I see this happening and I don't feel that it's the right moment. That's my opinion. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to, be like hard on anyone, but the truth of the matter is I just don't think from a marketing standpoint and from just really merchandising standpoint that this was the right time. The right time was earlier. Anything after is late, and that means it's not the right time.
Why?
Because the truth of the matter is people have been waiting for it, and really sometimes for some of the Wild Force, people don't care too much. So you should have actually taken the time to go ahead and at least get it out of the way, if anything.
Don't you think that would have, if you don't think people care about it, wouldn't that drag toy sales instead of like making more figures?
We had moments where they went ahead and gave us another Pink Ranger, where it was like, yeah, you guys could have given us a whole another toy, a new sculpt, something like that.
But
no, we
historically, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers outsells all the other.
That is very true, but then also historically, female Rangers don't sell that much at all. Should we stop making them? No, but that's the whole thing. We can slow down and figure out exactly what we should be putting out and kind of stipend what we actually get out in a proper time. And that's why I feel they kind of fail.
Toku, I'm going to go to you for a second. Are there any figures that you wanted from this line that maybe we didn't get? Because I don't also want to focus on what we didn't have, because I think what we did get was pretty cool, with the exception of maybe the cog I would have switched out. Yeah. Is there anything you would have replaced that with?
I would have replaced it with someone from Time Force. Get more of those members out.
Yeah.
When's the last time? Like, how long ago when we got Wes? And nothing Time Force related ever since?
Time Force is one of those more popular seasons. Why?
It is.
Who knows? But I understand that. I guess people maybe want to buy those ones.
Like I figured, if anyone, they could have thrown in Quantum Ranger.
Quantum Ranger. I do like
Yeah,
Eric
yeah.
though.
Yeah, that's another Red Ranger. They easily sell out.
I like most of all of the Rangers, maybe except Lucas. He's kind of lame. The rest are pretty cool though. So look, that was a part of the Lightning collection. Jezer, what are they saying in the chat?
They are saying, we got a few people in the chat. We got a A+ more phenomenal here. Checking out the stream. They asked if Space Force is real. Yes, Space Force is real, unfortunately. Brent Darby says, this is what I expected for Power Month, all these releases. The A Games says, does the move mean that the opening theme song changes for Dino Fury? Because that blooper reel confused me for a certain reason. Side characters getting cast credits. I think that was just because they wanted more bloopers. Jalen Glover says, my question is, if Dino Fury is all going to be on Netflix soon, do you think it's possible that they might bring older Power Ranger seasons back? What do you guys think about that? That's a good question. Yeah, I think that's a contract thing, right?
Is a contract thing.
I think it's a contract thing, but I also think it's because they probably have an idea of where they want their, I guess you can say, digital home to be, and they're just not putting it out yet as far as where it is. But they have an idea where they'll be able to go ahead and have all their archival stuff from way back to MMPR all the way till now. They'll have a place where they want it. And we're just waiting for them to be able to tell us exactly what it is.
Let me ask you guys this: what's wrong with it being on YouTube?
Nothing.
No.
I don't know.
It's just not all housed there, but nothing's wrong with it being.
Will, I mean, it will be. It will be.
Would you be able to make more money with it on YouTube versus somewhere else?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! Why would you not?
Public access, anyone can get to it, anyone can watch anytime.
And it's advertising dollars straight from.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. So it's going to be all ads.
Here's the thing: when you're signing a contract with something like Netflix, it's a viewer-based system. If a lot of people aren't viewing that, I mean, what's the point? What's the point of having it on there anyway? So you have to assume Alien Rangers all the way to, I guess it would be Samurai. No, Megaforce, maybe. Is it Megaforce? Samurai to Megaforce. Those seasons, just in general, probably didn't get a ton of views compared to Mighty, obviously compared to Mighty Morphin,
all the way,
and then the more recent seasons. So you have to assume that played into the factor of like, why are we, why are we paying for these if we're not getting the views in return? And truth be told, if I was Hasbro and you wanted to like really build your community, I'd put them there for free anyway, because you're going to make money on that advertisement dollar. And the way that they kind of run this too, I don't know if you guys have noticed on the Power Rangers YouTube channel, but they'll run blocks of episodes for like 24-hour periods.
Yeah.
And you got to think that's just advertising dollar and retention that they're just getting. Believe it or not, folks, like the digital marketplace, things like YouTube, streaming service. I mean, especially like YouTube, it's so accessible. There's a lot of money there. Yeah. So why would they not?
Well, did even Chucky upload the first 2 episodes of the series?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, yes, they did. They did. Also, I mean, Daniel, you're a wrestling fan. AEW Dark is a completely original thing. Like, there's sponsorship money at YouTube. People don't realize this. There's a lot of different things you can do at YouTube, and especially on a digital platform.
But that's my thing. I'm wondering when it comes to being able to put, once again, like you said, from Alien Rangers all the way up to
Megaforce,
where it's like stuff that people weren't watching, even if it is available, people are like, oh, I'm not watching it anyway. So what happens?
Well, at least you're making money directly based on the people that are watching. You're not losing anything.
Okay.
That's footage that you already have. All you're doing is uploading it, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, that's the definition of making money while you sleep, because somebody's going to watch those videos.
I like it.
It's just all profit. I mean, they're not hurting anything.
Not at all.
Yeah, so that change to Netflix is going to be an interesting one and a welcomed one. But also, like, what I do want is I want the YouTube maybe interface to be a little bit more friendly and a little bit easier to find certain seasons rather than some of these playlists that they kind of curate. I think it would be easier and better that way.
Question when it comes to that also, because they aren't the actors aren't SAG, but everyone else they have unions that they still do work for. So if their work is being seen, are they still getting paid in level of residual or something?
Well, like if it's a non-union show, you don't have to pay any kind of unions, right?
Well, but see, that's the thing. There are multiple unions. Is Power Rangers completely non-union for everything?
Well, I'm assuming if it's a non-union SAG after show, they're probably adhering to like the rules of what New Zealand has, but like
Mhm.
that, they don't have to follow the American production.
American
laws,
production laws.
because it's
Okay,
a completely
cool.
different
See,
scenario.
so that's what I'm wondering. With that, will there be something still out of pocket because it's available in its digital?
I would
within-
strongly doubt it.
Okay.
I would feel that Netflix is probably flipping some of the bill now for the budget on for Dino Fury season 2 also.
Mm.
I mean, you have to assume that that's built in. One thing that Netflix does, that's the whole thing, licensing deals, right?
Yes.
They buy certain shows and you get a certain amount of money, especially shows that are already produced. So
Mhm.
they may have produced these shows way back when, even before this deal was done.
Yeah.
But Netflix may be covering the budget on the back end.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's a completely different business deal. And look, these are just general like contracts with certain
But
shows.
that whole budget on the back end usually isn't that ideal for like, oh, we're going to use it for marketing. We're going to use it for
No, that you would already have money for marketing. But let's get real about something. How many fucking marketing things are you seeing for Power Rangers on TV?
exactly. So
It doesn't matter.
like,
But even
so
if it's
that
the same
brings
thing,
me
how
back
much
to-
are you seeing that for Netflix?
No, there
even
isn't.
Netflix originals. Like
There
it
isn't.
doesn't matter.
So then I'm like, so that back end is just complete profit.
The back end is we don't know what the back end is because it can't be profit. It has to be. It's a little bit different because it's X amount of dollars you're getting up front. So it's not necessarily a profit. All it's covering is maybe that's half of what that production cost is. They're probably paying or reimbursing. Because I don't know if it was a Nickelodeon production, but we have to assume it's a Hasbro one.
Okay.
If it is, then Hasbro's just getting reimbursed money. You'd assume at least.
Oh.
That's how that would break down. That was a very complicated answer for a very simple question.
Inside baseball, man. Trying to go ahead and give you guys a real info.
Well, we don't even know if that info's like. We're just speculating though.
Hey,
We don't
we're
know
still
what
giving you more
contracts
info
are.
than most
Accurate.
people are giving.
I do want to ask the chat, what is grooving? What is going on? What are they talking about, Jezzer? And please use the chat
They're
name.
saying that
Jabroni.
the what?
Go ahead.
talking.
They're saying that Ranger Liz had said that Zoe is rumored to be within the next few waves. A lot of people. Jalen Glover says he wanted a Lightspeed Rescue Red Ranger. Bryn Darby wants more female Rangers in his collection. Jalen Glover also says maybe some RPM Rangers as well, since it was another popular season that at the time. I'm surprised we didn't get one of them in that particular era. They're talking about Space Force again. Bryn Darby is glad to see Toku Kid back. And did anyone notice Little Zord behind Simon Bennett during the Dino Fury interview?
You want to talk about that little Zord? It feels like that should be something you want to talk about.
Yeah, because like what they officially named as the Baby Pachysord.
The
Yes.
baby pack.
Yes.
And the fact that we thought that we're not going to get that on a show, because remember somebody caught footage of the opening title where it's cut out completely the CG. Which I'm like, that's a Zord that talks, I think, in the show.
Yeah. He
Physically
said it. He
talks.
said, yeah. he
Hunter
like,
Deno
have
loved
one.
that Zord when it was coming on every single time it would come on. What else do we got? So, there's more Lightning Collection stuff to talk about too. There was some pretty cool stuff. We got to talk about the Lord Zed helmet.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest thing that kind of kicked off the show. Not only
Where is it?
not
Where's
only
my
has
helmet?
Hasbro been getting us the White Ranger, Pink Ranger. What other Rangers helmets do they have?
I
The
think
Red
it was a
Ranger.
rumored Mastodon helmet.
A what?
A rumored Mastodon helmet.
Yeah. So this is our first villain helmet, and Brandon Davis said he's gonna send this one to me. So thank you.
That is a cool
Dark-
helmet, honestly.
My Dark Order kind of thing going on.
It is super cool. I think the thing is looks pretty cool, pretty badass. It has a built-in voice changer, which I think is a lot of fun.
I'm curious. I don't remember if I heard this correctly. Is the top of the head the brain hard plastic?
Squishy.
Or is that
Soft,
Squishy.
squishy.
It's
So
squishy.
look, I think
That's dope.
the thing is pretty cool. Like out of all the things I thought I was really impressed by, it was probably that. Like not only if you're a cosplayer, it's a great centerpiece to your Lord Zed costume, but it's a great display piece almost.
It is.
anywhere.
It is. Like I wanted the coffee table like kind of thing where people just see it and they're like,
I hope there's some
it's
secret
not-
rhythms in it, just so the brain.
Where the
moves.
brain will.
That would be
yeah.
cool. Now you have to assume that people are gonna maybe customize.
Oh, that's
and do
if
that
it's
kind of
super
stuff.
soft, you can easily do that. I just want like people to have a display and you just have the brain malleable, bouncing around.
I can't wait for that one for that to hit stores. But yeah, I'm hopefully gonna get it sent to me. I've been.
Oh yeah.
He told me today. He told me today that guy. Let's talk about more of these Power Ranger waves. We got the villain figures. We got the Parantis. What's his name? Parantis head.
Pronto said, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember this character from the episode where Tommy and Jason kind of turn on each other. And if my memory serves me right, I believe that is called Oh man, let me think. It'll come to me. I know people in chat are like, oh,
Oh, they're already telling you're an idiot.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea who this monster is.
What?
I
Really?
never remember the name. Don't remember anything.
Oh,
Like,
you
it's just a random
youngin'.
fish monster to me.
Well, dude, he is like monumental. I just don't know his name.
Wait,
May
Brontis Head isn't the first
Fish.
villain that the
No, there's
Rangers
another
face
fish, yeah.
in season 2, right? Like
Yeah,
He
the
was.
one.
He was.
Okay, so then that's the one where they're on and that was the primetime episode. Yeah,
ATVs.
Oh
and
my
the
god.
ATVs. I do remember
Yeah.
this one. It was where they got the Thunder Zords.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, he used to.
Okay,
he used
well
to
then,
throw,
see.
He had like fish nunchucks or something.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. All right.
And he was handling some people. Pop, pop, pop.
I'm-
Oh, this is not bad.
I'm a little disappointed that they're recycling the frickin' TJ figure. To be perfectly honest, I mean, if you guys want a what is this? What do you call these things? Galaxy Glider? Just print them. Just print them. I'm just gonna print everything.
Knock at your door in a moment,
I know.
and Simon Bennett's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, look, I do like the fact that the Galaxy Gliders are coming, and I like that there's a peg hole so you can you can display them.
Mhm.
Pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. I do agree with Jezzer. We're
Mine
getting
has a
another
peg
TJ
hole. Yeah. Yeah. No, on the top.
stand,
I
which
have
I
a
think
peg on the
Oh.
bottom as well.
that's what I just asked you, man.
Yeah, it's
Didn't I
on
just
it's
say
on
you-
both.
Yeah, you said on the top.
So I think that's cool. But what figure would you have wanted instead?
Who do they not have in the space team yet?
I think they made all of them.
Yeah, they even made Andros,
like
man.
all
With-
of them are
with the-
done.
Andros with the little cloak too, so they've done it all.
I mean,
I guess you could have made one of the civilian Rangers. I guess
But I'm like, is that the only team that they've actually done everything for?
a Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, Mighty Morphin.
Zeo.
Morphin and
Zeo.
Zeo, and now okay, well then we're going through it. We're going through it piece
wait,
by piece.
They got everybody. That's
Yeah,
Oh
Because recently Yellow got announced.
yellow.
Like, UAs?
Yellow was like the first one.
no.
From-
My memory of
space.
Lady Collection's all messed up.
Yeah.
Yellow from
there's so-
Space was the first. Then I think it was
there's so
Andros
many in
came
the
out
wave.
in the
Oh, Pink recently because they got
Pink recently because it was the Miranda
Yeah,
Cosgrove
yeah,
or
uh-huh.
whoever it was. Yeah. So the whole space team is done.
Darkonda. We need Darkonda.
Yeah, we do need Darkonda,
Whoa.
but it wouldn't have made sense to come with the Galaxy Glider.
Oh
No.
no. I mean, why don't they just have 5 Galaxy Gliders?
I mean, I think that would have been cool, just like a Galaxy Glider set. But then I don't know how well that would have sold to the mass market. Also, I think it would have been cool just to do the civilian Rangers, because that's one that you only got to print like two bodies, right? A female body and a male body. Just
Easier.
And then
you
change
already
the
had the
color-
head,
Yeah, and then
so-
change the color for paint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
easy breezy. Set it
Boom,
and
boom.
forget it.
You think they're gonna make
Um,
the Silver
Really
Rangers
left-
glider where it turns into a bike too? That shit was
the
dope.
Dune bug.
No. He had a glider that turned into a motorcycle.
Who?
Zane.
The toy exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what? He did have one, didn't he?
Yeah.
I just remember the Dune buggy he drove around.
The
in.
Doom Buggy. I remember that too. I think though that I'm not. Are you gonna get the Galaxy Glider?
I might just to custom paint it, or I might do what Jezzer do and just print it.
You don't really collect Lightning
nah.
Collection. Jezzer, you're not gonna get it, obviously, right?
Get that.
Maybe. I don't know. I really
Wait,
don't know.
another
Wow,
thing that we
wow.
kind of grazed over. How are you guys on this monster line?
Oh, I thought it was dead.
Yeah,
I thought it was dead too, but the Pudgy Pig, I will say, I am all on.
I'm all for the
I'm all in
Ooh,
for
I
that.
want the Pudgy
I'm
Pig
all
for
for the
sure.
Pudgy Pig.
And it was so cool. Like the mouth opens, there's like a pizza in it, comes with all these different foods. I think the Pudgy Pig is great. I honestly think that eye guy, I kind of like the characters they're putting out. I really do.
I think the line would do way better if it just became con exclusives. Just
Yeah.
because they turned into a really nice box set with a ton of exclusives, ton of special TV show moments. I think that's the way it survives.
Hasbro, are you paying attention? This man needs a job right now. You should hire him. That's genius. That makes a lot more.
So what else did we get with the Lightning Collection? Now let's talk about the Megazords for a second. That was I honestly, I'm not a Zord guy, but I was blown away with what I saw. I actually think these look gorgeous. You can almost tell that the people that really helped build the Transformers brand took some time and
Are
effort
finally working.
and started doing it in Power
Yeah.
Rangers. Not only are we only getting the Megazord, the regular Dino.
I think
Megazord?
that's said all for now.
That's all for now.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I think that Megazord.
What do
looks-
they call that Zord?
Is
It's
that Zord?
it's some kind of a line. Okay.
Yeah, it's a new line that they're doing. I can't
It's
remember.
a Zap line, isn't it?
Zap.
Yeah, it's an acronym for something. I can't remember the full name.
Something. Ooh.
Come on, chat. Come on,
Actually,
chat.
you
You
know
got
what? If you guys want to figure it out, it is in our article. Let's see. It is called the.
Ooh, look at
Go to
that.
theilluminati.com to find out more. But I will say, you know, one cool thing I do like about this,
That looks
they removed a
dope.
portion of the head, and you can see like the Rangers like sitting inside. I thought that was a nice touch.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And they're also coming with the small Rangers that are scale to the Zord. They also said that I believe
What?
this is I don't know if it was 1 in 88th or whatever. It's a 1 in 88th scale. So like, look,
Oh
that
my god. So that's like
that thing is beautiful. I think that Zord looks awesome. Like, I'm not a Megazord guy. A lot of you guys that have watched us for a long time know that I'm not one of the mech guys, but that may change my mind.
I'm
Joe,
just gonna
you,
say.
You haven't seen the Soul of Chogokin?
Oh my god! Look at that.
I have, and I think that's cool, but like, I think at the price point, I think this is going to be a lot cheaper, and this looks pretty cool.
More accessible. to
More
the general
accessible,
fans.
yeah, to general fans. Look, that alone to me was I was like, that's such a
yeah,
nice touch.
yeah, right.
Super cool.
Look, whatever that dude presenting, he's a designer, right? Like, right? He like makes the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 3D printed. The one that he
That guy was entertaining. When I did see the clip, I was just like, he really loves what he does, and that's why I was like, this is so dope. Because when he did and he showed it, and I was like, oh man, like this is dope. And he's like, I know, look at this, because this. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Now,
and it's just like
one
oh,
thing
so
that we
good.
don't know, I mean, it doesn't transform into the individual Zords.
I think it does.
It
Or at
looks
least
like it
the
does.
tricks.
Yeah.
He didn't show it.
Wow.
They didn't show
'Cause
up the
we
legs,
didn't
but
see.
Yeah.
We didn't. I didn't see them individually, so that's
We got
why.
images later of the Mastodon,
Oh,
the
nice.
T-Rex on its own. But
Dude.
not the three.
That's amazing. Honestly, I'm so excited for that. I'm keep moving this mic around, so if you guys
Yeah.
fuck around, I'm just trying to find the best position for it.
Joe's like, I'm on the
I'm
Joe
curious
Rogan
though.
podcast.
Looking at the size of the Dino Megazord, you know for sure they're going to do a Dragon Zord.
Easily.
Oh,
come
come
on.
It's not going to be on its own compared to the Zord.
I don't know. Maybe it's going to be the same. Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question because, well, you know what? I mean, I had the old Megazord from Bandai, and I had the Dragon Zord, so it was about the same size as the Megazord, but it transformed just fine. So I'm sure that they'll be able to do it justice.
Dude,
I'm excited for it.
This is the company that created and does Transformers. They can do anything they want, and it's gonna work out. It's gonna be logistically.
We're going to get a posable Dragon Zord.
Logistically, it's gonna make sense.
Now-
I can't wait.
In the chat, what did you guys think of this Megazord? Let us know.
Let us
Jezzer,
see.
what are people talking about?
Did anyone notice that the little Zord behind Simon Bennett? Oh no, they talked about that. Guess we're getting a big, small Pachysord. I think the Pachysord
Oh, yeah.
would be easier to use than my Tiramigo costume. Oh, you have a Tiramigo costume?
Wow.
Pretty cool. Bryn Darby says 4 of them talked T-Rex, Mosa, Baby, Cephil. I don't know how do you say that? And Terra. They're talking. Lyrical is talking about season 2, episode 1. I think he's talking about the fish monster.
Oh, okay.
Tony
Okay.
Robinson says that the monster that froze the Zords. Yes, that's why they had to go Thunder.
Yes,
huh?
that's right.
Wait,
That's right.
throws the pterodactyl mid-air, right?
Mid-air.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Bryn Darby says
Yeah.
he controlled the Tyranno and Dragon Zords with a fish flute.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Listen, let's not suspend disbelief here because
What's fun?
Tommy also controls his Dragon Zord with a flute too.
No, but I was like, I remember that. I do remember that. He was a really
That was
tough
the
villain.
first Lord Zed appearance, too.
Bryn
really?
Darby
Was it?
says the Dune vehicle that Zane used was also reused for Vipera in Lightspeed.
It was reused.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, it was.
So
Save money,
can it become
man.
individual Zords? They didn't show. Bryn, I think from the look of it, it looks like it can. Zord Ascension Project.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. The Zord Ascension.
Lord
Project.
Ascension Project, Zap.
Yep.
Yeah, Zap.
Called it too.
Good job. Good job.
Somebody's been reading the website. So here we go. I mean, there was one last announcement. I don't think we're skipping anything else, but there was one last announcement for collectibles, and it was these famous NFTs. I want to know what the chat thinks about these
This is
NFTs before we chime in about this,
Because
because Daniel wants to be on the right side here. So Daniel, talk to me about these NFTs.
Okay.
Chat me up. Tell him, Daniel.
NFTs. Is it non-trap?
Well, he muffed that one.
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Fungible token.
Yeah.
I know less about it, but I got that right.
Non-fungible tokens, and pretty much NFT. I still feel that it is a giant scam.
Tell them what it
And-
is before you give your opinion about it.
Okay, for example, let's make sure that we're being rather specific about it. Let's have a moment right now where, Joe, you say something like, because Power Rangers is blah, 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 and
Sure.
you are a Power Ranger star.
Okay.
You say this on this show.
Okay.
We take that clip,
Mhm.
and then after that, what we do, we take that clip and we say that from now on, someone can purchase this clip
Okay.
for $20, $40, $1,000, and this clip is now theirs. They own it, and we'll take down the whole stream. That's how you should do it. People don't, but we'll take down the whole stream. So now that clip only exists for this one person. Now this person now owns this clip.
Okay.
It's beyond intellectual property. It's beyond that now. It's you own it on so many levels, and you can sell that clip if you ever wanted to, but you're not going to. You're supposed to collect it and hold on to it, because the truth of the matter is, if you ever tried to sell that clip, no one would buy it. And there would be a big issue, which they haven't cleared up. There would be a big issue concerning copyrights and blah, blah, and all this stuff. And someone could say, hold on, even though you purchased this, I don't want you to use my likeness for gain or profit. And then that stops someone from being able to sell it. So the whole problem with NFTs is that itself.
Well,
But-
I also, correct me if I'm wrong, there's also an environmental issue. Is this correct, Jezer?
I don't understand how
I
there's
don't
environmental.
know. I'd love
Well,
it.
say it.
Everything that I'm understanding, at least everything that I've read, is
Mhm.
that apparently this is almost the same technology used for mining. And if you guys are unfamiliar with
Oh,
mining,
Yeah,
Bitcoin,
yeah.
and
The energy
cryptocurrency. So the energy efficiency used to mine this stuff, at least this is everything that I've read,
Yeah.
is not energy efficient to the planet that we live on. So we are setting ourselves up for a real life moon invasion from the Pandora's Palace, and Rita Repulsa is going to come down. Goldar's probably going to kill you. You're probably going to become the new Squat, and
Yeah,
then
I
we are going to die. No, in all honesty, I'm not quite sure how these NTFs work, NFTs,
NFTs.
whatever they're called. But I
Non-fungible.
do hear that they are not the best for the environment.
We definitely.
what do you
have to-
know?
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, I feel like if they're going to say that, then really, why haven't they taken the moment to actually consider YouTube itself? Having these fields of servers to be able to hold everything that's being uploaded, how much power, how much energy is being used? They have server rooms in various locations, but yet no one has said anything about that, because we have to figure out how we can say NFTs are bad, because there are people that aren't making money off of it. So they have to find a reason to say it's horrible.
I think there's a
I
missed
don't know.
opportunity here. I definitely do.
I don't know if I technically agree with that, though.
Why not?
Mainly because YouTube is providing also income in the job market. It's also providing other jobs.
Okay, but we're going over concerning the environmental kind of things concerning it.
Well, I think that we'd have to get a more clear understanding, because I don't know if that's a fact and that's actually how YouTube houses their video content. Because there's a possibility that's not the situation. And
Well,
TF or NFTs,
Uh-huh.
that's the whole point of this whole thing. Maybe there's not an outcry. I mean, we can look this up and figure out this YouTube situation, but I feel like that's more of a speculation than
It
it
is.
is.
It is, because my thing is still, when they're talking about mining, oh God, that is amazing.
Well, that's one of your NFTs.
That is an
or-
NFT. Yeah, that is, and F it, I suppose.
Well, I guess that we can't display that, Jezer, because somebody might own that NFT. So you may want to take that down before we get a copyright
That
strike
is very true.
immediately.
That is very
There's a
true.
missed opportunity
Somebody's
here
gonna-
for sure, though.
And what is that? In your
Them
opinion?
naming their cryptocurrency, you know, like it could be Zeo crystals or power coins or power gems, you know?
That's pretty smart.
But you have to
Decent
have
idea.
you have to have a financial institution as far as some level of backing, right?
But why would you need your own Power Ranger currency?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know what it is.
What world are we living in? Are you turning these in for milkshakes and Ernie's juice bar? Are you
Ooh.
cashing these in for Jungle Karma pizzas? What is the purpose of this currency that you just created?
It's like
nothing.
it's like
That's-
those wristbands at the fire festival, you know?
Oh God.
Man, so the
Yeah, I know
NFTs.
about
Let's talk about it in the chat. What are the people saying about these? Because there was some outrage. in the community. And I may support it. I support this outrage. I guess if it's killing the
let's see.
environment.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I get it.
Let's see what they're saying.
Wait, you support it but killing the environment?
No,
I support the outrage.
Okay, that got very lost there.
I support the outrage because it's a scam. So
Ash
I just-
Deoxy says YouTube is powered up by giant hamsters in the warehouse. Mikey Nerd Talk says
Yeah, I think those
Leave him.
I think they're rats, and I think they were in that episode of Power Rangers where Tommy went back in time, and the Master of Deception made those giant rats.
They're the IKEA. They're the IKEA hamsters, the little gerbils that drive.
What else you got in the chat?
Mikey Nerd Talk says people are assuming without facts. I don't know. Maybe they know the facts, but we can't really say anything without researching more about it. Bryn Darby says probably going to get hacked and broken. Marcelino Vasquez says I recommend that you watch A+ More Phenomenal's take on this Hasbro and NFT deal. It's a video you don't want to miss. Jalen Glover says I am actually not gonna push this aside. I'm gonna give it a benefit of a doubt. Sounds stupid.
Oh, it's very divisive.
Right?
Ash says boo this NFT crypto stuff. I mean,
hey, it's a divisive hot topic, and the truth is 100% transparency. I'm not educated enough in the situation to have an opinion either way, but I will be 100% honest with you guys also. I don't really care. NFTs aren't my thing. I'm not going to collect any digital currency. Like, I get these pitches all the time about these digital trading cards, and nothing against these PR companies that are sending them out. But look, I'm not on. I don't even collect real trading cards. What makes you think I want digital ones at this point? So it's not really my bag. I'm not going to hate on anybody that likes these because there's obviously a market for it, and those things are cool. It's just I'm not going to go out of my way to do it for me. Now, however, if you did have an NFT and you had the ability to maybe make posters out of these, does that mean you can resell those posters even though you don't own that content? I mean, I guess technically you would own the content. So can you make posters and do things like that to monetize it?
I don't know because I heard.
Or is this a legal gray area? Because you know what I mean? Like, somebody explain it to me. Maybe I gotta watch this A+ video. I hope that gets explained.
Because with NFTs, as I know it, it's usually for like non-physical items. So mostly here with tech and all that.
Exactly.
Is this going to lead to actual physical product, or is it just some dumb gold?
That's what I've been wondering. But because I know right now there is a legal battle with Logan Paul because he sold the NFT of him unboxing some Pokemon card, and now
someone wants to own that.
Oh, he's already sold it. And now someone is trying to use that and put it out on something. Mm-hmm. And Logan Paul was like, well, you can't do that. And it's like, well, why can't I? I own this now. And there's a problem there. So that's why I said the whole thing about you saying something. And then later they're like, well, I bought it. I'm going to go ahead and post it. And then somebody's like, you can't use my likeness.
Then what's the point of them?
That's why I'm like, I don't get it.
Look,
it's to collect.
I think these NFTs are brand new things. We're gonna see if they stick around. And look, if people like them, I think there's obviously a market for them, or else they wouldn't make them. At least we think there's a market.
My suggestion is you watch A+ More Phenomenal's video, and you will be educated.
So, I'm going to know the answers by the end of that. So that concludes the collectible side of this. The last side of this Power Rangers Hasbro Pulsecon was the comic side. Maybe the best part of Power Rangers currently, I would say. Listen, I love what the TV show's doing. Nothing against Dino Fury, because I think Dino Fury is knocking it out of the park. But the comics are a step ahead. Now we are getting the Eltarian War. Yeah. That is our next big set. Ryan Parrott's been setting this up for a while. Toku Kid, what excites you the most about this this new era that we fall into in the comic side of things?
The fact that we're getting non-Ranger heroes in this? Yeah, was it the Eltar Squad? I can't remember.
Yeah, it had a pretty cool name too. I can't remember the name either. It was the Eltarian Battle Squad or something. It was.
What do you guys got in the chat? Come on, tell us in the chat. Correct.
But the fact that we're getting non-Ranger heroes teaming up with the Rangers, so we can see how diverse and expansive powers get outside just them in super suits.
Yes.
And even outside that, they look like a dope team. You probably see a show of.
I agree. Jezzer, you are a Power Rangers comic fan. Am I right?
I'm not caught up, so I feel a little.
And I'm not going to ask you this question. Okay. Daniel, let me ask you a better question here. Then, with the Power Rangers, one thing that Ryan Parrott made an example out of is that he kind of used the metaphor of like the Omega Rangers as they went to space. That was them going to college, and then coming back into town. It was kind of like seeing your friends and like they were still there. Are you an Omega Ranger fan? And if so, where do you want to see those characters go? And how do you think they play into this overall Eltarian war if they do?
I definitely am an Omega Rangers fan. I love the team and I love what's been set up for them. Giving us the answers to where they've been the whole time was great. It was ingenious. Now, we've already seen them having to deal with Draken in space, and we even got space vampires. Come on, guys, space vampires. So that was great. And now we're going to deal with the Eltarn War. I want to see them. But the thing is, with them being included in it, are they going to have to go against the Eltarians? Because, I mean, they're already pretty much going against Zordon as it is. So I'm thinking they're going to take arms against the Eltarians because the Eltarians are kind of like this totalitarian kind of rule. And no one likes a totalitarian kind of rule. So they're definitely going to go ahead and be like freedom fighters, at least in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to that. Seeing the Omega Rangers go against that Eltarian squad, the Eltarian, let's be honest, the Eltarian Death Squad, it's going to be good.
How do you think Ryan Parrott's been doing on his run of Power Rangers, Toku?
I really do like, because what he used the college metaphor. I'm going.
Yeah,
it's
yep.
a great way to use it because everything in Omega is just questioning and being Power Ranger. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Zed.
Hey, man.
Yeah, everything they just do is just questioning Power Ranger wave. Just why it's the point of this? Why can't we do it this way? I think when a recent issue, the biggest thing was do a Ranger thing. You screw the universe. You don't do the Ranger thing, you die, but you save the universe.
There you go. And one thing that really stood out to me about this panel was that he said he liked writing 3 characters: Squat, Goldar, and Rocky. He likes writing the characters that aren't the smartest. I thought that was great, mainly because that version of Rocky that we got in Zeo, like season 1, or Zeo was only 1 season, but when we got Rocky, like during Zeo, and even towards maybe like
Rocky just
really Rocky and Zeo, that was the best Rocky, like the one that was dumb and not the best at great. Like we talk about this all the time. I have a love for Zeo like no one. I think Zeo's a great season.
Yeah,
but I think it's because characters like Rocky get a chance to shine and they're different. And I think that for all intents purposes, the original 5 teenagers we got, granted they have their own things that they do, but they're all essentially the same. They're good kids, right? When you break it down, start getting to Zeo, that's where their personalities start shining a little bit more.
And it's a little bit separate. It's that whole thing like where I'm having the problem right now. I'm being honest. I'm going to go ahead and pull the curtain back with my daughter right now. She doesn't test well, but everything else, like she's killing it right now. We just went over her grades. A in everything. If it's not A+, it's A in everything. But she doesn't test well. That's just it. Rocky's situation was Rocky didn't test well, but he did well in everything else.
He wasn't a good student.
Because I thought he was like, yeah, I'm sitting in class, I'm listening, I'm doing all the assignments, but then it was like when it comes to a test,
I think if I'm not mistaken, didn't Rocky just struggled in school, right? Or he was dyslexic?
I think it was.
He was dyslexic.
The whole point was
because that was like his Uncle Joe, who was the quarterback. He was
Rocky
also
just wants to have
fun. Rocky does just want to have fun. In all honesty, I am a big fan of Zeo Rocky. Mighty Morphin Rocky just felt like he had no personality to me personally, but I felt like he really.
That's the whole thing. I think you find this character that usually you don't give the shine to, and you give them a problem, and that actually brings out who they are.
Well, I think there's this luxury that Power Rangers had in the past, where they can kind of introduce a character, and especially in the older seasons, because you can give them a season to develop and develop naturally. Now, I think that the way that characters are developed are a little less organic. I will say, with the exception of maybe the last couple of seasons, but like, look, I like the cast of Ninja Steel, but I felt like the characters were so rigid and are so stiff. You know what I mean?
Where they had moments, but they didn't actually take advantage.
This
of
is like
them.
directly in my face. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, where they had moments where they didn't take advantage of them. But once again, Ryan Parrott choosing those 3, that's getting interesting because remember, you said it's Squat. And
Squat, Goldar, and Rocky.
He already had something where he did something with Babu. So now he's going to go ahead and touch on Squat. And it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. Because it was like, oh, wow, we thought Babu was just like this idiot. And then he was like, I'm actually a mastermind. And then Finster, oh, I'm a mastermind. Like all these people who you didn't pay attention to. So now he's like, all right, I've done them. So now let me do this other, let me take care of the rest of the peanut gallery. And let me make them dangerous as well.
Hey,
and that's cool.
So I kind of want to move in another direction here for a second because one thing that we didn't get really announced, we got announced in the past Power Ranger universe, or universes or whatever it was called. But, one thing about Power Rangers is that the world is so expansive. And I think Ryan Parrott's doing a really good job at creating the the Power Rangers extended universe, if you will.
Yes.
You talked about space vampires, the Horrid. I think they were a great idea. I like what Ryan's creating. With that being said, though, Toku, everything that we kind of know about the franchise of Power Rangers, we have a pretty good understanding that they owned everything from Ryu Soldier below, or from the past, from the past of that. Are there any teams that you'd want to see as an adaptation in the Boom Studios series? Maybe focus on a season, or not a season, but sorry, maybe a mini series or something.
I think it was Live Man? Or is it? I can't remember. It was number centric with animals, like old school one. The lion was a skateboarder. I can't remember it, but like the whole idea.
I think that is Live Man.
I think it's Live Man, but the whole like old school
That's what
feel.
the chat's for.
Like I love the whole '70s look of this animal team, and I feel like you're going anywhere with that because it was like weird techie animal. I feel like you can find a retro look to find like, oh, we have this weird animalistic crazy robot person just going through, just so you can get like old fashioned like robots like Gundam style coming through.
Yeah. Daniel, how about you? Is there any like past seasons that you think you'd like to see?
Honestly, I'm not that well versed when it comes to Sentai.
So
pulling from there.
So maybe you need to go and watch the Retro Sentai wrap up. That's going to be airing on Twitch coming up pretty soon. That's going to be hosted by some of our beautiful people here at the Illuminerdi. But Twitch, some of these Power Rangers, what is it? Retro Ranger wrap up. Not next week, but the following week. I believe that season is going to be Wild Force. It's Wild Force.
What are they doing? They're doing.
It's Wild Force. Oh well, Wild Force is going to be Retro Ranger wrap up. That's going to be heading over to Twitch, as well as Super Sentai wrap up, which is going to be rebranded as Retro Henshin Hangout and Henshin Hangout. Both are moving to Twitch. Or sorry, not even Twitch. They're moving to our Facebook page, Power Rangers. Power Rangers Cosmic Detectors News. Go check out that Facebook page. There's a lot of great Power Ranger content going up there all the time. Chezer, comics, you're not into them, huh? This Eltarian War didn't pique your interest?
I just haven't been reading.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Oh, you reminded me. We have a weird non-ranger join the team for the Omegas.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
We have the new Blue Cat Ranger.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay. All right.
What did you feel? What do you think about that?
I like that it's the first non-human, just animal ranger just joining the team. Just so it's like literally, what is it? What's He-Man's lion?
Oh, that's Battle Cat.
Battle Cat. Dude, we have our own Battle Cat Power Rangers.
Yeah, I love it. I actually like that too. I really like that a lot too. The Omega Ranger stuff I think is great. Matter of fact, I really like Ryan Parrott's run just in general. I think he really gets a great understanding of who the characters are. And to tell you the truth, like these are the characters that I'd like to see adapted if they did do an animated style thing, because I think that the characters that he's writing for have hints of their real life personalities. And he spoke about that a little bit on the panel when he said that Aisha is really their leader, because in real life, Karen Ashley, anybody that's met her, she is really the one that is really a leader and pioneer really for a lot of the other actors in the Power Ranger community. She's the one that's kind of organizing stuff that she does. So he's writing more to the strengths of some of these actors, and I think that that's pretty cool.
And you can see that even before that, when his whole take on Trini and how he was like, she literally is a glue that holds them together. She is the best fighter. We've seen that. Like they had a whole episode where she was the praying mantis, and it was like, yeah, she is the best fighter. She is this, she is that. And he was like, I want to be able to highlight that in the comic. And that's something actually that he told me in an interview. So yeah, but I mean, that's the whole thing. He does focus on Rangers in a way that other people didn't have the opportunity to. And we always thought about. He's just bringing it to life. Right. And I appreciate that, because from a fan to a fan, it's just nothing but thank you. Thank you. It's so good.
Well, there you have it. What does everybody in the chat want to see? What adaptation of a Super Sentai from the past would they like to see in the Boom Studios comics? Let us know in the chat. Jessica.
They are saying that since we are, Marcelino Vasquez says, since we are never getting Lupin Ranger vs. Potter Ranger or Q Ranger adaptation, I would love to see those be adapted in comics.
That's a great answer. That's a fantastic answer. We have any more answers from that chat?
Brent Darby says Aisha should get her own team one day. He also says more like Kitty Hulk, and his element is water. Who would have thought? Koala says, do you think if the 30th season doesn't begin the reboot, do you still think it can be original?
I say that question again.
Do you think even if the 30th season doesn't begin the reboot, do you still think it can be original?
Absolutely. I think that they can do an original season that continues on the lineage of this show.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's stopping Power Rangers from doing that. I mean, we've already gotten the Master Morphers in not the Master Morphers, I'm sorry. The what are they called?
Morphin Masters.
The Morphin Masters. The Morphin Masters in episode 1 of Dino Fury, and it feels like they're honing in on some of these other characters that are going to be, or that they're planning to be successful in the comics. I honestly do think that if the working relationship with Dino Fury in Hasbro was what it was in like 2017, 2018, I almost guarantee you Draken would have showed up in the live action format at some point.
Oh, if it was what it is now?
I almost think that they would have easily have been like, all right, we're definitely going
to we're going to do a Draken story.
Because it feels like, look, Hasbro looks at, you got to look at the dollars and cents of that, right? Like it just makes sense. And I think that look, with Bandai, there was a lot of these creative differences, or a lot of these creative loopholes that still had to get figured out. But I definitely think that we would have gotten live action Draken.
What's to say that that's not going to be what happens when we finally get our reboot?
A lawsuit.
Well, wow. I mean, they because they still own what they've already done, right?
Do they?
Do they not?
We've talked about this every week.
I know, but I'm like, do they not own what they've already
I'm not going to dive into this. It's not my conversation to have. But look, let's just say I'm sure that the rights are tied up with Draken. I don't know if they're tied up, but I'm sure that there's issues with bringing Draken on screen at this point now, specifically because of like how deals were like rationed out back then. But look, there's other characters. I do think how cool would it be to see like the Omega Rangers show up, like just like the
that would be dope. That would be dope. I mean,
like they don't have to even like if we did VO, they could just like have the suits. You know what I mean? Like reading thing. I mean,
we can do
one that teams up on the cliff.
Yeah, we can do Omega. We can do that. We can still do a story with the Morphin Masters. And somehow it's like that whole thing of, you know, they know what's right. And the Rangers are like, but you don't. You're not here. You're not dealing with it.
If I was a betting man, I would say we get the stories of the Morphin Masters in a Boom Studios thing.
But I'm saying now that we've seen them on screen.
But I'm saying that I think we get I think we get something along those lines for a comic.
Well, we already did.
I mean, deeper. I mean, like an origin story.
Oh.
I think we'll get that in the comics.
Okay.
Look, I think we've exhausted all this Power Ranger talk today, and I love talking about it with these great fans in here. Final thoughts, fans. What you got for us? I just spit everywhere, but just what you got for us?
They are saying, Marcelino Vasquez says, I have some disagreements with the Lupin Ranger versus Pod Ranger not being adapted, but I am no asshole, just a guy with valid criticisms and have questions I want answers to.
Bravo.
Deoxy says, you keep talking about this Draken drama behind the scenes, and it sounds interesting. I don't think
I'm sure it does to some people, but I'm sure it's boring AF to others. So
we'll chat offline. You know we will.
When Koala says, when do we get the animated show? What do you think it will be about?
I don't know when it'd be coming. My guess, I think it would probably be about Power Rangers in some way, shape, or form.
Are you sure? I mean, because
that's a dickhead answer. Honestly, I'm not sure. If I honestly had to guess what the show was going to be, I would say they go one out of two ways. I think that they're either going to do a show directed towards young kids, or they're going to do a more anthology show where it could be any Ranger kind of teaming up with any Ranger, or, you know, kind of like these short stories. Almost think of it like Justice League Unlimited for Power.
Yes.
I could see something like that happening too.
That would be cool.
I think that would make more sense.
All right.
But I mean, nothing with everything with MMPR is always going to be on the table, always. So don't disregard that. But if here's a little tease. Before we go, actually, let's just go. Jezzer, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on all social media at Jezzezeus.
Toku Kid, where can everyone find you on social media, my friend?
Mostly on IG and Twitter, Toku Kid or Toku Kid 1.
Battlestar Galactica, tell them.
You can find me on Instagram at Battlestar Galactica, or you can go to Twitter and look up BS Galactica.
You can find me on all social media at Joe Illuminerdi. And I was just going to say, there's a little hint I gave about something maybe that could be possibly from Boom Studios. Who knows? But it's on my Twitter account. So if you want to go follow me on Twitter, it's somewhere in there, and I'm sure you guys can find it. But that's going to do it for us here at the Ranger Wrap Up. Thank you so much for joining us on this late Ranger Wrap Up. It's been a lot of fun, and we will be back here next week talking Power Rangers as we do, bringing you this live entertainment. Thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate it. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to stay up to date with everything trending
Geek
in
pop
geek
culture.
pop culture.
Ooh, where did you see them using it?